Hey, good evening, everybody. Bruce Foster, I'm your host. Jetski Republic chewing the fat. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I hope everybody's had a great week. Um, I've got to admit, it's been a pretty good week for the podcast. Managed to get a couple of new sponsors on board with us. Thankfully, Jet Pilots come on board, and we've got Sandshark anchors as well. Guys, thank you very much. I really appreciate the support. Um, as far as Sandshark's concerned, I've got some of their products sent to me. And good evening, Chris. Um, yeah, I've had a couple of their products sent to me. So over the coming days, I'm hoping to get out and I'm going to give them a bit of a trial and see exactly how good they are. Um, I've been assured that I can give an honest and fair review on the products, so I will be doing so. And I'll be weighing them up against some of the other ones that we've got on the market here in Australia. This is an American product, but they look pretty good. From some of the clips and pictures I've seen, they look pretty good as well. Um, they reached out to me and asked me if they could join up with me, and I was quite happy to have them on board and just to see what the products was like. Good evening, Jason. How you doing, mate? Um, yeah, so we'll see how the products are. I'm going to throw a video together at some point as well and do a proper review of them. And if anybody's interested in checking them out, go to sandsharkanchors.com. There's a link on the Jetski Republic page at the moment. If you want to have a look at it, you can get a 10% discount if you're thinking about buying one. At the moment, you can, yeah. So if you use that link, it'll take you to Amazon or it'll take you to the Sandshark Anchor website. My understanding is that they've got stock in their Amazon warehouse here in Sydney, so you get it pretty quick. I believe it's up to 5 days it takes to get here. So if you're interested in it and you're not wanting to wait and wait and wait from it coming from America, they do have some stock here in Australian warehouse down in Sydney. So yeah, so without further ado, I'm going to move on. Let's go to the roundup and let's get started on it. Um, as most people are aware that are racing, unfortunately, Queensland PWC have had to cancel this weekend's event. Um, Unfortunately, not too good. Didn't have permits in place, apparently. So that's what the reason they've given. So we can only hope that they can get that resolved pretty quick at some point and get the club moving forward. Things are a bit of a holding pattern here up in Queensland at the moment. So I think New South Wales are going to probably be a bit of a beneficiary from that. So speaking of which, let's go to New South Wales. They had their training day there last weekend. From what I've gathered, I've been informed they had about 12 riders show up for the training practice day. They've got round two coming up in October 16th down at down in Newcastle at Rafferty's Resort. I think it's Lake Macquarie. I've probably got the wrong place. I don't think it is actually. My geography is not the best. Somebody might be able to correct me here. Let me just quickly look at that one up. I'm pretty sure it's. Hang on. Who's good with their geography? They'll probably be able to tell me. Yeah, it is Lake Macquarie. It is Lake Macquarie. So I'm right. So yeah, down in Lake Macquarie. It's not down in Chipping Norton. So that'll be a nice change of scenery. They're hoping for a good turnout there. I'm pretty sure they'll get it. A couple of us are thinking about going down just to watch it. I'm hoping to try and get down there myself. So it'd be good to catch up with some of the racers down there and some of the guys from the committee. So so get your entries in if you're keen on a road trip and get yourself down to New South Wales for some racing there. Victoria. Yeah, they had the Glen Maggie event. I think it wasn't last weekend. It was the weekend before, a bit of a success. It looked really, really good. I showed some footage of it last week. There's some of the results. Pro-Am stock runaround. Justin Cook won. Joe Vanderkamp and Mike Carpentier was third. Joe Carter, John Curry and Dave Vela, 4th, 5th and 6th. So now the Les Cook placed first overall, but apparently there was an issue with his ski, but he agreed beforehand that he still got to take part, but he agreed beforehand that any results wouldn't score. So that's the reasons why he's not been placed. What we got next? Beginners. Matt Ferguson, beginner ski light, sorry. Matt Ferguson, Lee Ferris, Dave Vela, 1st, 2nd and 3rd. Pro-Am mod ski, Jet Kavanagh, Daniel Piana, Matt Barber and Alex Jones, 1st, 2nd, 3rd and 4th. Beginners, non-aspirated, runabout, Yanni Papanui, and Joe Carter and D. Ryan, 1st, 2nd and 3rd. Lee Ferris, John Curry, 4th and 5th. D, nice result for you there. Nice to see the girls mixing it up with the guys. Where have we got next? Beginners Rec Lights run around. Lee Vandermeed, Sam Lucas, Travis Jackson, 1st, 2nd and 3rd. Netanicha, Molly, John Curry and Victoria Lamb, 4th, 5th and 6th. So well done, guys. So yeah, that's the roundup of the results from Glen Maggie's weekend. Alex and his crew, guys, well done. Congratulations on a great weekend. From what I've been hearing and the feedback I've been getting from some people, it was a really good venue, cracking venue. Certainly looked the part, and long may those great events continue for you guys. WA's not got much going on just now. They've got their schedule up. Their season doesn't kick off until the 20th of November. Let's go New Zealand again. They're coming to the conclusion of their season. Sorry, I'm getting a bunch of messages popping up here. They're distracting me a little bit. Yeah, New Zealand Summer Series doesn't start until the 4th of December. They've got their final round of their Winter Enduro Series. Let's just scroll up to that one. I think it's the 28th or 29th of October. 29th of October, it's a Saturday. So, hey, listen, if anybody's thinking about it, Dave Venel said he'll help people out if they want to come over from Australia and have a crack at it. He said he'll do what he can to help out. So touch base with Dave Venel first if you're thinking about it, and see what he can do for you. And pretty much that's the race roundup at the moment. Second round of the Triple Series is coming up next week. I'll talk about that one next week. Jeff, which one are we going to? Are we going on the 16th or what are we doing? I'm happy to go down the 16th. We'll make it happen. I'm looking to see how much the flights are though. I don't fancy a road trip too much. So it takes too much time. Yeah, so obviously Jeff's planning on going to one. That's right, New Zealand, right, okay. I thought you meant New South Wales, mate. Okay, so here's a shout out here, guys. We've got about 7 tickets left for the White Ribbon ride down the Brisbane River on the what's the date, Jeff? You're online. Can I help me out? 18th of November. It is a Friday. Earlier in the morning, just to make sure it gets on the evening news. We've got 7 tickets left. If we could please try and get those tickets sold, so we've got a full turnout, and then that way we can hopefully put one over on our counterparts down in New South Wales who I believe are organising the same event down that way for the same time when we're doing ours. So hopefully it will hit both New South Wales and Queensland media at the same time, on the same day, on the Friday evening. So, Pete, good evening, sir. Cameron, how are you, mate? Is that still on, Jeff? Is it still going to happen down in? Are they still going for New South Wales? Are they still planning? Fingers crossed. I haven't seen anything on the Jetski pages, but it'd be good if it could happen. If anything, just to raise the awareness. Yeah. So, guys, the link is there. Let's just call it up a minute, and we'll have a look at it very, very quickly, so you know what you're looking at. It is Brisbane Sea-Doo Maritime Safety Queensland have organised it and put it together. They've obviously reached out to the community here to help them out. A $50 entry, guys. That's nothing. That's nothing really for the cause. It's the cause in hand. Details are all there. You'll get your entry ticket as well, and then you'll get an email from the organisers later on as well. Dave, that would be an awesome thing. Okay, so they're not opening it. New South Wales is not opening it up to public skis. It's just water police and surf rescue skis only. That's a bit of a shame. Listen, at least they're still taking part in it, and they're going to do something. So, but we'll look pretty good going under the Story Bridge, I've got to admit. Yeah, so that's that event. Guys, I'm going to have a little shameful plug here myself. As some of you know from the future, from the past, sorry, I've actually got multiple sclerosis myself, MS. So I'm doing a charity walk, which is 10 kilometres, the Moonlight Walk, and I'm looking for people to help donate and help support, and the money goes towards research and going towards it goes towards research, and it goes towards helping support services for carers and patients themselves that have MS. So we were just short of $3,000 last year that we managed to raise as a group. I'd like to try and get to that again if we can, but hey, listen, I'll happily settle for whatever we can get. It's more about the awareness. I've got a jet ski ride that will be accompanying that same weekend, which I've still got to figure out where I want to go. And if anybody wants to join me, they'd be more than welcome. Just drop me a message. Let me know that you're interested in it. If you could maybe stick a little $20 donation or something down, that would be much appreciated, but it's not essential. It's just about raising awareness from my perspective, and that's the whole goal. So there we go. That's a roundup for the week. Guys, I'm still looking for people to share their recreational ride videos. I want to try and focus a little bit on that as well. As just, I don't want to just keep doing the race stuff all the time. I'll still do that, but I'd like to put a little bit more emphasis on rec ride stuff as well. So there will be, I'm hoping over the coming weeks, there'll be some slight additions to the show where we can share the videos of people that have been out and about on the water. I've got one at the end which I'll share with you all tonight. But I don't want it to be coming from the same place all the time, and at the moment that's where they're coming from. I'm not knocking it because they're great videos. So we'll share that later on in the end. So yeah, exactly. Chris, you and Kelly, where's your video? It's not all jets. It's not all wave jumping, Pete. We're looking for rec ride rivers, river rides and out and about around islands and whatever. Okay. Jump session video after this weekend. We'll have a look at that one. We've done the boys in Victoria. Let's highlight the Gold Coast people for a change. Pete, you'll get your chance. You'll get your chance. I've seen some of them on your pages, Pete. So they look great. I'll give that to you. Um, I will share some of them, but I want to try and get a bit more of the rec rides stuff, wherever it happens to be, Victoria, wherever. Even the guys down in New Zealand, if we can share some of theirs, that would be great. All right, so let's move on. Let me just get out of this. Now, let's get my guest on. We've got Nick Dobs on tonight. Now, for those of you that don't know Nick, he spent some time out and about on his jet ski around various parts of Queensland and northern New South Wales. Let me see, I've got to find him first. Nick, where are you hiding, mate? Come on. There we go. All right, so just dial him in just now. Yeah, so he's been out and about around the waters of Queensland and New South Wales. Initially, his first stuff that he did was on his jet ski, but we'll have a chat about that. Hopefully, he's ready. Hey, there we go.
G'day, Brucey.
First stuff that he did was on his. Your sound is on one of your units. It must be your computer or your phone or something. Can you mute it?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can still hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I've got you loud and clear. Hang on a sec.
That's fine. I was getting a little bit of feedback. That's what the issue was. It was on your side.
Okay, I can't see you.
It's all good now. Oh.
It's all good?
Wait a minute. I know what's happened. 2 seconds. You're all good. Right, there you are.
Oh, there you go.
Sorry, I forgot to turn on the virtual camera.
How are you?
Not bad. How's 6 with you?
Oh, good. Yeah, can't complain.
So, okay, so I was just explaining to everyone what you're all about. I've got to adjust the screen a little bit for you, but that's at my end. It's nothing that you've done wrong.
Yeah.
So explain to everybody what who you are, what you do, and basically your relationship with jet ski and tours around the water and whatever else. So fire away.
Okay, so basically about 3-4 years ago, I decided to get a jet ski. So all my life I've been involved around boats. I grew up with boats. My dad had a boat, grew up going out on his 18-foot Haynes Hunter. So I'm originally from Adelaide, so place close to Port Nalunga on the mid coast, which is the southern side of Adelaide. So that's where I grew up. So basically I've always been involved around the water. I was part of Southport Surf Life Saving Club. My brother got me into surfing at a young age. He was about 8 years older than me, so I used to spearfish at a young age before it was popular like it is now. So always been involved around the ocean, fishing. And then, basically up here I decided to get a jet ski. My partner was hounding me for ages to get a jet ski because she thought they were cool.
Hey, listen, that's an odd one because usually it's the opposite.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you the truth. I always thought, I always didn't think much of jet skis. So,
it's actually funny because I was very much like that as well. When my friend had a jet ski, I was working away at the time, and my wife and my daughter got taken out on it, and they came back raving about it. And I'd always I'll be all right, you know.
It's very addictive.
And then he took me out, and then it was kind of like, this actually ain't too bad.
Yeah, it is. It's unreal. Like once you get on one, you get the blood pumping, the adrenaline, and wow, it's addictive. It just sticks with you. So I was glad that she talked me into that. So
do you still have a jet ski?
I actually sold it, but I am looking at getting another one. So yeah, I'm definitely getting another one. I sold it to contribute to buying the boat. So I've got a boat that I use just because it's a bit easier with family and stuff, and with longer trips on the jet ski, you can only carry so much, and my camera gear, my camera like collection just seemed to grow and grow and grow, and yeah,
And
so it's like,
you're running out of room.
yeah, running out of room. But definitely, like the plan is now to get one and kind of take it with the boat. So just use the boat as like the mothership, and
Nice one.
yeah,
That'll be good.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
So
yeah, it'll be awesome.
I know you've got a keen interest in, like I've spoken to you before about some of the photographs and videos and stuff that you've done. Like I think after the
Yeah,
like I'm going to play a video just now, and I find if I remember it correctly, this is like the first one I saw. Oh, and it was when I think it was around the Whit Sundays,
yeah,
and you were like I remember it just grabbed my attention right away.
yes,
And that's when I started reaching out to you about how did you manage to do the video. Like it was still in my early days because I didn't have a clue what I was doing, and you put me onto software and all that kind of stuff
yeah,
that you use,
yeah,
which was a good shout, by the way.
yeah. Da Vinci, yeah,
Yes.
so good.
I'll run it. So, like you'll probably see it on the screen there. It'll be a bit backwards for you. But
Yep,
it plays in reverse for some reason. I don't know why that happens, but on the screen for the
yeah.
stream itself, it will play fine. But for you,
Ah, yep,
the screen's reversed for some reason, so I don't know why that happens.
yep.
So this is the video that caught my attention the very first time. So
That trip, yeah, it was everything just worked out really well. Everything just went to plan, and the weather was perfect. I've done another trip since, and
uh,
like a year, I think it was a year later, and all the waters, like the currents and everything, and algae in the water was just terrible. So for diving, it was no good. I think it was like a meter visibility. I couldn't find anywhere to go, and
yeah,
it
that's a
was a bit
shame.
more choppier and stuff. So yeah, this was just great opportunity to film, and yeah,
How did you manage to get on that trip without the missus?
um, it's funny. She lives like very vicariously through me and my trips that I do, and it took her a while to get her confidence up to go on the ski, and still to this day, you know, she'll kind of hang on to me and tell me to slow down, or she'll get she'll get she'll get scared of like the chop. You know, it's not bad. And I am going really slow compared to what I would have usually, but you know,
I have the same issue when I do manage to get my wife out, and when she finally goes out on it, which hasn't been for a long time, and she's
yeah,
exactly the same. She's in my ear. Could you slow down? Could you slow down? And I'm not going that fast.
yeah. I
By
got to be careful what I
comparison,
say,
yeah.
but
So, and I'm not the fastest race. I'm not the fastest rider anyway. I prefer to just cruise and enjoy it and
yeah,
take in the environment. Um,
yeah.
but I was going a lot slower that day when she was on.
Especially with those longer trips, you got to save that fuel and take it easy. It's hard to refrain.
Yeah. Have you had
You
the
know.
little ones on? Have you had the little one on the ski?
Yeah, we've had the little ones on there plenty of times.
Oh, you got two, don't you? Two kids?
Yeah, we got four in total. We got two big
Oh,
ones, but
geez. Okay.
they're not very adventurous. They like to stay in their rooms and play video games and that. But we drag them out occasionally. It's just hard to fit them all on the ski.
I know. That's where the boat
Yeah,
comes in. That's where the boat comes in. That's fair enough. So,
definitely.
like, where are you based? Where are you out of? You
Okay, so I'm in Harvey Bay now. So the
right?
last
Okay.
6 months have just been upside down. Just with everything, it's just been
I
pretty
guess
hard to be honest.
that's going to make life easy for you though when it comes to accessing
Oh,
getting up north and wherever that you go.
definitely, definitely. I know the Sandy Straits really well, so I have spent a bit of time up here.
Yeah.
Probably around 7 to 8 years ago, I was up here for about 6 months doing a bit of work, working away, and got to really, get used to the Sandy Straits and all the pretty places up here
Yeah.
to check
Yeah.
out. So,
There are a couple of people that I know that have just
mhm.
came back from up that way. Chop, Chris, and Kelly Leon.
Okay, yeah,
They were just up there with Michelle Sin, and they were doing a bit of a kind of a doing a bit of a recce around
yeah,
Fraser Island and that, just to up the Harvey Bay way. Just and
yeah,
you had the ski packed with stuff. That's Chris just saying he loved it. But they had it all packed
nice.
with camping gear and stuff like that. So they spent a
Yeah,
couple of
wow.
times on the island and just camped up on Fraser Island, I believe. So
Yeah,
I think
did they
go on.
go right around, or they stay on
I
the
don't
inside?
know, Chris, did you go? He's on the chat group at the moment.
Yeah,
So
that's something I would love to do is navigate that
Chris, did you do a full lap of
island.
the island, or did you just go certain places, Chris? We'll see. I'm not sure if he'll answer. I know that they were planning on going back up, and that was the reason they went
Yeah.
up just now, because they would
Okay.
want to scope it all out and see how it all worked out and what stuff they would need. Plus, they
Yeah.
wanted to check that they could load up the skis properly without tipping them.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a challenge.
Yeah, they seem to have pulled it off. With
Oh, that's
Thumper,
good. Yeah, Wathumba is a magical place.
Yeah. yeah,
It's crazy. It has such big tides up here are massive. So it's like pulling the plug out the bath. The water will just on a low tide towards
I
dead
think
low.
I've got a feeling that actually happened to them. I think I saw
Yeah.
somewhere that happened.
Yeah. Well, the sand's sitting very high at the moment. So around mid like a quarter to low, you won't get out with a boat, but with a jet ski you will.
Yeah.
But on that dead low, you have it literally just it has sand going across the whole entrance. So.
He's saying he lost some big fish.
Oh yeah.
How big are we talking, Chris? Are we talking big, or are we talking you're big? See if he answers. But, listen,
Just a few brim.
we went up the creeks, he said.
Yep.
Yeah. Is that
Yeah,
where
there's
all those freshwater creeks and stuff are that you can...
Yeah, there's a couple of them from just above Kingfisher.
Yeah.
Once you start heading into the open passage,
Yeah.
there's like 3 creeks.
Yep.
And then if you go past Wathumba up to the top, it's beautiful up there. There's actually a sand dune, big sand dune that meets the edge of the island, like meets the sea, and it's just vertical. It just sits up so vertical, and it just drop in the water. It just drops right off. So for drone images and stuff, it's amazing.
Okay.
Yeah.
He said he pulled the ski up the creeks. So
must have been pretty low.
Yeah, it must have been. Yeah. I believe they're off to the Wet Sundays next month. So is it next month? Yes, next month. So because I read
Awesome.
Kelly commented on something and said there was someone had asked a question about being available for the day and to do a photo shoot or something up in the Wet Sundays, and Kelly said something like, "Oh, we'll be up there about that time." So they're obviously planning on going up. So,
yeah, I think I might have seen that too.
Listen, that's my bucket list.
Oh, you haven't been up yet? Oh, yeah, you'll.
Listen, I've been up there, but not with my ski. I've had to use the jet ski tours.
Yes, yeah, yep.
It's not the same.
Not the same. Yeah, I don't like tours in any form. They too many rules.
Very restrictive. Very
restricted.
Yeah.
That's not me.
Nice.
I like to venture off.
Nice to get around those areas, but I'd rather have the freedom to go wherever we want. So
yeah, I'm no good in those tours. I always get in trouble. So
Yeah, well,
I'm always.
They kind of asked me to calm down, a bit, which is hard because it wasn't exactly the fastest ski either.
Yeah.
Now, Cameron Richens, see one of your mates, one of your friends.
Yeah. Yes, he is. Yeah, yeah.
He said that you've got a great setup. And you're launching your drones off the back of your jet ski.
Yeah. So we're on a jet ski, on a boat. Yeah. Anything watercraft, you have to, I guess. Like
he's talking about the drones off the back of your jet ski.
Yeah.
But I've seen that as well, because you guys, I've like anybody that owns them, I've seen them landing on their hands and stuff. So
yeah, you got to kind of you can't kind of keep your hands open because you'll lose. Well, you'll cut your fingers up.
You'll catch your finger. Yeah.
Yeah, but you got to keep kind of like that. You just practice, and you can, you kind of let the drone come into your hand. But same thing with launching.
What drone have you using these days?
So I run the Air 2s. They're not the best. My first drone was a Pro, the first Mavic Pro. That lasted probably 2 years with me, and that's where I learned how to fly on. That was about 6 years ago. I had one of those, and then I just don't trust myself with the the Pro 3. I think that's like around $3,000.
I'll give you an interesting story. Jeff Lakeford was
Yep.
using the Mavic 2 Pro. And it had the Hasselblad camera and stuff on it, so the good camera.
Yep.
He's flying it down the Broadwater at Gold Coast, caught a wire, boom, down it went into the water, lost.
It's not a good feeling. Yeah,
Nah.
I've lost two Air 2s. So the first one I owned only lasted 2 weeks. It lasted 2 weeks. So I took it down to Bribey Island, and I had a mate who was like, he studies like the sunset weather patterns and stuff, and it was meant to be really, really amazing. So I was like,
I'm laughing. Jeff's saying, "No, don't, Bruce, don't." Well, the upshot of his scenario was that he
yeah,
got a replacement, and for
oh, he was lucky enough.
for some reason, he scored a good one. So
Oh wow,
it was a bit of an upgrade.
well that's
So
good.
Good on him.
Yeah,
What do you reckon? Do you not fancy that the new Avante?
I haven't actually really looked into. I was in JB Hi-Fi today. I actually got these JBL pods.
Yeah.
But I was in there today, yeah, and there was another brand. It must be the Avante, yeah. I don't know much. I don't know much about them, but
I've
I
heard
guess
it's meant to be easier for beginners.
okay.
I'll take that with a pinch of salt. But
Mm-hmm.
listen, if you gave it to me, I'd probably still manage to crash it, even if it is meant to be easier. It does look pretty good, and I've watched a person review it, and he got his flatmate to actually take control of it, who has no experience of flying drones at all, and he managed to whiz it around and in between goalposts and all that kind of stuff, between trees, and he said it was
Wow.
really his words were it was really very fluid and smooth, and
Yeah.
like as long as you don't do any big sudden movements, it was fine. It was like if you just ease your way into it,
Yeah.
it works a lot easier. But he said that from his perspective, as a beginner and never using it, he said he quite enjoyed the whole experience. So
Oh, that's good. Yeah. Well, the DJIs, they're so easy to control too. You know, and you can change all the yaw and everything. You know, with your toggles and
yeah. Well,
so
listen,
everything.
I've got some cheap nasty one that I bought. I can't I thought I'll buy a cheap and nasty one just so that I can learn to fly it, and if I can fly that, then I'll be sweet for anything else that I invest big money in.
Yeah.
I'm struggling with that. It's torture, absolutely.
Yeah.
My coordination is just all over the place because in my mind I try to picture where it needs to go, so I try to be the eyes of it. But because I don't have a real, like I'm too busy watching it to be able to watch the screen.
A lot of people are like that. They fret. I always say when I'm teaching people how to fly them is just realize at the end of the day you can just do nothing, stop, and it will just stay there. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
but mine won't. Mine will just keep flying.
I keep flying.
Mine will just keep going. It's not got all those It's not all those fancy features where you can hit home button or hover or anything like that. If it hits something, it hits it. So
yeah, well, I lost two. I lost two drones. I lost one in the Bribey Passage. I actually didn't realize I was on the edge of the flying space there, and so I launched it, and then I sent it. Like I was right on the edge, so the plan was just to send it outside that radius, and then send it up for the sunset because I raced down to the beach for it, but I didn't see there was a timer in the top of the screen. It said 1 minute, and it's just an auto land. So I'd already sent it across the passage, and then it started to land. So I had two options. Either land it over on the sand and swim over, or get someone on the kayak to get it, or just fly it back. And I decided to take the risk to fly it back because what they usually do is they won't fully land. They'll go to about a meter and just hover, and then you've got to actually land them.
And get it. Yep.
So I got it halfway across, and it was like in the movies where you see like where the reception cuts out. It was this, that was the worst feeling. My gut dropped, and I was just so devastated. I was nearly crying. And then the second time I lost one, I was over at Lady Musgrave. It was the end of the trip. I got some magic photos. I actually lost so much footage, but I went for one more dive. I forget what I was diving around, but anyway, I went for one more dive, and I was looking at the island, and I was like, this would make a great shot, from the sky. And I went to launch it, and they've got like all this anti obstacle avoidance
Yeah.
systems built in them. So it must have, I don't know what happened, but it must have tripped out on the bin me, all the fishing rods, and it just literally just went sideways and flew straight into the water. And I was in about 15 meters of water, and I was like to my friend, grab my snorkel gear, So, and he took so long to grab my gear, and I was like, by that time it was on the floor, and there was a massive rip coming through, and I reckon I dove all day, and I was just so exhausted, and I was like, dove for another hour trying to find this, like, free diving, no oxygen left in me, and for the life of me, I couldn't find it.
In the pursuit of the perfect image or the perfect video, sometimes there has to be a sacrifice made.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
So obviously you've got your new. Did you say the Mavic, the Mini 2?
I got another Air 2. That's my third Air 2. Yeah.
Ah, right. Okay. So what do you use as a static sports camera? What is it? A GoPro or?
Yeah, for sports I use either the 8. Well, I've had pretty much all of them from about the 7. So just the 8. I use the 9 and the 10.
Yep.
I'm starting to now put my GoPros inside the water housing for taking them in the water, because I just find they're not as durable. Like, they don't last as long. The doors rust out. You can't shut them. The seals stuff up. So yeah, now I'm starting to use the housings and.
Yeah, I would imagine if you're in the salt water a lot, you'll go through them pretty quick. It's only going to be inevitable that there'll be some kind of corrosion, even if through moisture or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a bit unfortunate, but you'll be investing in the new 11 then.
Yeah, I think the 10's doing the job at the moment. There is a lot of bugs I've heard that are in the 10, but I haven't had any issues personally.
Yeah, well, I've been lucky. I had a problem setting mine up at the very start, but it's been working fine since, so it's been great.
Yeah, I'm happy with it.
Yeah, I know Jeff had a bit of an issue with his 10 when he got his. I think he actually sent it back, but I might be wrong.
A lot of people have had issues with the 10, the 9, and even the 8, I think, was starting to bug, because they're just pushing them out so fast without fully fixing the tech in them. So,
Daz Keel had messaged through the other day that there was a deal on just now, and it was something like $629 for a new 11. That's including the subscription. Was there extra batteries? Jeff, can you remember? Sorry, Jeff, it came through to me and Jeff. He sent it through to us.
That's pretty good.
I can't remember what the deal was. I don't even know if I could find it now.
Because they're usually around 700 on release, I think, or close to 800.
The top price was actually. Give me a second. I'll see if I can find it. The top price that he had was actually it was priced at 1,000. 1,009. Where is it? I thought I'd maybe have it here, but maybe he posted it somewhere.
This video you're seeing now, that's all down at York Peninsula.
Yep.
Which is close.
That's right. I was going to say that's down at York. Yeah.
Close to where I grew up. Yeah, that's all the southern rock lobster. You can't beat the southern rock lobster. There's so beautiful.
Listen, those swimming with those sails, that was pretty cool.
That's my brother, Alex. He's a marine biologist.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he's.
Is that what kind of gave you the interest in the wildlife and stuff as well, marine animals?
I think so. Yeah, he's very passionate, and being an older brother, he was always talking to me about all these scientific names and always growing up around, going snorkeling, taught me how to do that. So
that's all pretty cool.
Yeah, he's a maniac though. He holds his breath for a long time, and yeah, he does a lot of crazy stuff.
Okay.
he actually spent a bit of time in Elliston, which is over the west coast, and abalone farming, and it's not rare. He's got mates that swim with 18-foot white pointers all the time.
Bloody hell!
Yeah, it's the Wild West down there, over that way.
So I've heard.
Yeah.
So what's your plans for the future then, as far as your I know you've got Dr. Dobs. What's that all about? Is that
Well, that's my content. So the Tide Vibe stuff is more jet skiing, wildlife, and Dr. Dobbs is wildlife too, but it's more hands-on, like snorkeling. Whereas the Dr. Dobs is more just content based.
Yep.
I've only started going more using the professional cameras, like the mirrorless, in the last couple of years. So
Yep.
that's kind of where I put all that.
Cameron's obviously referring to your comment about your brother, saying he's a bit of a maniac. He's come back with a comment, that's something coming from Nick.
Yeah, that's exactly right. There's my bro there. Yeah.
Who's the wee man? Son. Is that his son?
No, that's his son. Yeah.
His son, yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah.
Yeah, Huck. That's Huck.
Yeah. Jeff saying that the GoPro 11, it was $629. It was a saving of $405.
Wow.
Yeah. There was a bunch of things with it. It wasn't just a camera. There was a few other things with it as well. There was a subscription and a few other things. But
I think what's happening with GoPros, because there's so many bugs and people are starting to get, tuned in to what's happening, and you've got all these other brands of action cameras that are coming out that are great and probably even outseating the
DJI's got their own one now. They've got their own brand new one out now as well. So
yeah, so they've got to compete.
Hotting up the market. So Dr. Dobs is your more photographic stuff. So guys, if you want to check out any of Nick's stuff, it's on Instagram. Anywhere else? You got it anywhere? You got Facebook?
No, I've just got a Facebook page, but that's more my family type, close friends, and then Dr. Dobs is Instagram is where I share all that. And,
some great looking pictures. I meant to try and grab a couple just so that I could share them with people. But hey, listen, guys, if you want to check them out, there's some great looking pictures on it. A lot of wildlife and plants and stuff like that. Hey, listen, it's not for everyone, but I like them. The compositions are really nice.
Yeah, bird photography is I find improves your photography.
Yeah.
Because it's hard to do. You have to kind of, it's like hunting. You have to sneak up on the wildlife and without shooting them. You're shooting them with a lens.
And then there's that little bit of noise, and they just fly off, and you just stand there like, oh shit.
It's a patience game, and then because they're so small, and you got to get close enough to get them in focus.
To grab them good. Yeah, exactly.
It's good fun.
And hey, listen, your wife's not to be left out either. She's got her own little page as well, I believe.
Yeah, she has. Yeah, she likes to get out about and come on the ventures, and she's getting more confident on the jet ski, riding solo on that. So yeah, she's come a long way.
She has her own YouTube channel, doesn't she?
No.
No, is it just a Facebook page? She used to have Mrs. Tide Vibes. Yeah, she's got Facebook and she's got Mrs. Tide Vibes. Yeah, on Instagram. Instagram, that's it. That's the Instagram. One. That's the one. Yeah. Okay. So so good one, nice one. So, working on anything at the moment? Anything you're planning on releasing to Joe? Without giving too much away. Yeah, I haven't got any. Well, I just want to concentrate. Doing trips up here in Fraser and that. Teamed up with a couple of fishos, the Gaffer Twins. They run Hooked on the Gaffer Twins, right. And so just helping them out, doing some videography for them, and they're just getting a new 7-meter plate, alloy plate boat made up. It's nearly finished now, but it's It's going to be a weapon. So yeah, we've got some big trips organised for out in the islands, off 1770 and that. So there'll be some cool fishing. Of the world up there, eh? That's a beautiful part. Definitely. As well, eh? Yeah. Definitely, I've been up there a couple of times. It's not with my ski, unfortunately, but just visiting. But it's beautiful up there. Yeah. All those islands and that, the waters and the corals, the colours are just amazing. And that lagoon in Musgrave, you can just roll in and anchor up for the night and roll your swag out. How far is Musgrave off the mainland? It's about 60. It's about 60 k's. It takes around, on smooth water, it'll take around 50 k's, about an hour to get out there. Okay. On a bad day? Couple of hours. Have you probably been caught on a bad day? Tell you the truth, I've
I've had it pretty lucky. Like I've planned it pretty well. Like those waters out there are pretty notorious, so you don't really want to take a chance. It can get pretty nasty out there.
Wet Sundays are the same, so it just seems to be a common theme.
Yeah, Whit Sundays are the same, but at least Whit Sundays you got all the islands, so you can
Well, you
shelter
get a
off
little
if
bit
you
of
need it.
shelter. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. All right, mate. Listen, I'm going to let you go. Before you go, I normally, every guest gets an opportunity to shout out to people. So the floor is yours. You can thank whoever you want. On you go, mate.
I just want to thank like Jet Pilot. I've done a bit of work with them over the years. So yeah, probably 3 years now. So that's been fun. The Jet Pilot team are really cool. So who else? Doing a bit of work with Salty Captain. So I've done a bit of work with Salty Captain.
Right.
But Captain Carver, doing a bit of photography stuff for them. So if you're into your carver, they sell like top quality Fijian imported carver, which is really good.
Is that little picture that you had with the bowl?
Yes, yeah, the coconuts.
I saw that.
Yeah.
I saw that. Yeah, caught a glimpse of that. I've heard of it. I've no idea what it is, but I'll need to check out at some point.
It's great. It's great. I lived with a Samoan family in Newcastle for a bit when I first left Adelaide, and we used to drink a lot of carver, and and it used to get pretty messy, like some nights. But
of course it does.
a lot of fond memories with that. Yeah, with the Subas and that. So yeah, when I had the opportunity to work with these guys, I jumped on it, and I enjoy drinking it too. It relaxes you, so it's a good alternate to alcohol. Healthy.
I don't know. Is there really an alternative? But I guess there maybe is.
Yeah, it is healthy. It's not. Well, carver's not alcoholic. It's actually a mild narcotic, but it's legal, and it just kind of calms the nerves. Whereas alcohol, it isn't good.
So you probably need some of that lined up in case you lose your next drawn.
Yeah, that's it. I've got actually a fair few kilos. Yeah.
Anyone else you need to shout out before you go?
I'll shout out to my bro Alex and Huck. Who else? My family back in Adelaide.
Yep.
Family and friends back there, and I think that's about it. All I can think of at the top of my head.
No problem. All right, Nick. Listen, it was a pleasure having you on, mate. I really, really appreciate you giving up your time to come on.
No worries.
I'll get this promoted out there, and hopefully more people will see what you're all about.
Awesome.
And, take care, and hopefully we can hook up at some point when I'm up that way.
Sounds great. Love to take you out. And
all right, awesome. Look forward to it, mate. All right, take care. Thank you. Cheers again.
Yeah, bye.
So there we go. Nick Dobs, Tide Vibes. Like I said, he's got another Instagram page, it's Dr_Dobs, and that's more of his photography side of stuff. So if you want to go check out some of that stuff as well, you can. He's got a YouTube channel as well for Tide Vibes, and obviously his Facebook channel as well. And obviously he's on Instagram with Tide Vibes as well. So he's got a few things going on, different things going on. It's well worth looking at some of his videos. Got some really good ones. Thanks again, Nick. I really appreciate your time. Okay, guys, I'm going to wrap things up now. Come to the end of the night. Just another shout out again for the White Ribbon Ride. Please, if you can, get your ticket. Please get your entry ticket for it. At last count, there was about 7 tickets left. Let's fill out the 50 tickets that were needing sold in order to make it a big event. It'll be big anyway, but the more the merrier. So if you can get your entry tickets in, guys, the link is on my Facebook, on my Jetski Republic Facebook page. Jeff Lakeford also has it on his Facebook page, but he's been sharing it on the Jetski Riders Brisbane and Gold Coast page as well. If you're looking for it, just put it in the search, and it should pop up. But you'll definitely find it on the Jetski Republic Facebook page. All right, guys. So we're gonna close out. Thanks, Cameron. we're going to close out the show. I got a video here. Rebecca Hales. It's up from that part of the world again. We're going up to the Whitsundays again, and it's there. Let me just get these set up, and it's their video from the weekend there when they're out and about. I believe Morn Durand was with them as well, and a few other riders. Guys, the day will come. I will be up there with you. I'm going to make that attempt to hook up with you and let you show me what this place is all about. Guys, until next week, be safe, look after yourselves. We've got a long weekend coming, long bank holiday weekend, so enjoy the weekend here in Queensland. Wherever you happen to be safe. Guys in Florida, a quick shout out there. Hurricane Ian battling down on them at the moment. Guys, be safe. Everyone's praying for you. Hopefully nobody comes untoward and has a mishap. Stay safe, look after each other, and I'll see you all next week. Take care.
I've got too much on my mind.